Alrighty, let's get to this. We're going to just be working on some previous courses that I've done. Since I haven't been making them that long and I've learned a lot in the past, I'm going to make some tweaks and clean them up so they look all nice and put together how I want them to be. A lot's going to be just like adding some billboard out to the outside and all that fun stuff. So, you know, we can go over that type of stuff. I just want to go through first in Unity. I want to do some vert painting and whatnot, and especially when it comes to like trees and stuff, I want to make sure I put some nice spots under. And also, this course really needs a lot more vert painting, just in general, because you know, it is what it is. Hey, how's it going, crushing it? Good morning. Although it's only morning for another 20 minutes, but you know, unless you are further out west than me. So yeah, I think I'm going to be doing some vert painting, especially on this course. This course is looking way too nice. This course is usually burnt to crisp. Let's see if I let's grab a satellite view of this course, because it is usually pretty burnt up. Claremont, New Hampshire. Where's the course? How did I totally space where the course is? Oh, there it is. So it's usually pretty burnt, and that's actually not even that bad. Let's check the big one, maps.bing.com. I think it might be even worse. Oh, I gotta move this monitor a little bit so I can actually see. Let's look at the terrain, satellite view. Let's go to Claremont. Yeah, there we go. That's that is kind of normally what it looks like. So I got to do a little painting to make it look a little more like it normally does, because this is way too nice. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of painting here and make it look a little closer to what it normally looks like. I mean, I don't want to go this bad. I still want it to look like a half decent course. But yeah, this is looking a little rougher than the Google one. The Google one looks a little bit nicer. So I think we'll go more for this type of look. So a little burnt in the fairways. I mean, the rough looks not too bad. I mean, we got some burn spots. So we're gonna just add some brown spots and all that fun stuff, and just kind of put some I don't know what we want to call it, a little bit of extra love into these courses. First thing I'm going to do though is I am going to bring up the vegetation that I planted, which gets planted in another, which gets planted by a program called Arborist. So I need to point it at where my club is, and it's going to load the data for Arborist, so I can see where stuff is planted, because especially under trees, I want to add. So let's see. I want to show. I don't want biomes. I don't want the mask, but I do want the items, the vegetation, show all, persistent, biome. Yeah, that's fine. Let's render. So yeah, so this kind of shows where all these plantings are, so I can start putting some, I can start painting underneath them a little bit and kind of making them look a little nicer. So we're gonna go to this. Well, I'll hide this. I'm just going to throw this off onto the other screen just so it's not there. So I'm going to do some painting. So I'm going to open my Vert Painter. And we're going to go kind of this, I think we're going to go with the green, kind of go with this kind of darker color, and see we can just paint like right where this tree is. So when we, you know, right around the base, especially around like fir trees, pine trees. I mean, there's always kind of that spot that just doesn't grow because it's just covered in pine needles all the time, or it's just shaded all the time. so it just never grows. So we're just gonna add this little detail. You know, it's not a huge deal, but you know, it does add a little bit, especially if, you know, it's all over and whatnot. So it's really helpful just to add a little bit more, you know, detail into the scene. Let's go find some more trees. There's another one. This is in the next, so I gotta switch over to the next mesh. It's nice that it tells you what it is, so I know this is a fir tree, this is an oak tree, this is the big tall one, so I might go out just a touch more with it. So we're just gonna paint these in, and you can see like the grasses are there right now. So what we're going to do to get rid of that, so that's the 3D grass. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to bake the painting into mesh, and then that will cause it to remove some of the grass, because the 3DG will, so it removes some of it. It didn't remove all of it. Here, we can paint it a little bit thicker. Let's do green, and let's do flow. Let's max it out so it's completely, there's absolutely no question about what is there. We might have to switch to a different color, but let's bake that. Let's see how that does. Yeah, so different texture. So if we go to black, let's change this a little. So maybe we'll go with the lighter color. Maybe we'll go with this kind of you know, completely burnt area. If we bake that, that might get rid of all of it a little bit more, or not. Am I even looking at I might not be baking the right one. Or I might be in the wrong order. It's possible too. All right, let's show the painting. So yeah, it didn't take, let's see. Oh yeah, let's bump this up. Let's go flow. Let's go all the way. All right, let's show the painting. Let's get out of here. Show the painting. Now it's nice and black. Let's paint it a little bit more. Hide. Do the painter. Black. Go all the way. Nice and slow. All right, now let's look at it. Show. That's nice and black right there. So now if we do the bake, we should lose most of that grass. And apparently we're not. Interesting. I'm not sure why it's not getting rid of that grass. That is, huh. I am a little dumbfounded on that one. So I will have to look in to see what's going on, because that should get rid of like all the, that is interesting. Recalculate normals when baking. Yeah, that should get that. So I am a little dumbfounded at the moment. I mean, is it thinner at least? I mean, it looks maybe a little thinner. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into what's going on there, because usually when you do that, it gets rid of the grass. So I'm gonna have to do a little looking into that. But right now, I'm just gonna continue on my my quest right here and paint all these. Now I'm gonna use the darker one just because I like the look of it a little bit better. Let me go back up to this one and hit it. So yeah, I might have to look into this a little bit of why it is not working when I do the bake. Because it should get rid of the grass. Interesting. Maybe there is a setting that I am missing, which, you know, it's possible. But that's all right. We'll continue on, and we will deal with that later. So as you can see, these are kind of, these I believe are inside the, the thing might be in the mask, but I'm just gonna, you know, just kind of go through, let's click this mask, and we're just gonna go through, we're just gonna throw some, you know, just some splotches. Nothing like super targeted. I gotta switch to this one. To this one. Yeah, just kind of add some splotches in here so it doesn't look as, you know, fine as it normally does. Just kind of give it that that realistic look. It's just some, you know, some burn spots here and there. And I'll even go back and hit the red and just kind of blend it in a little bit, because it might just look a little too like contrived. So just adding a little bit of the original painting back can really help kind of natural that up. All right, green. Whoop. So just gonna throw down some more splotches here. Gonna come back with the red just to kind of blend it in a little bit more so it doesn't look so as contrived. There is a little bit of slope shading already done on this, so as you can see, like, but unless it's a good slope, you don't really see it. So you see this shading right here. This is called slope shading, so it actually throws some color in there for you, depending on how like steep it is. But when you have like a fairway that's like this, that's one grade the whole way, you know, it's slanted, but there's no like variations, so you don't get like any variations in the actual grass. So sometimes you'll need to go through and do, you know, some of this stuff as well. Just get in there and throw down some splotches. You don't have to spend a ton of time on it, but it, you know, it makes it nice. So now you'll see when we're down at the grass, you know, when we're down here. Yeah, you can kind of see those nice little splotches, splotchy grass, and just a little, like just right there. Just have this little brown spot, just a little variation. You don't have to go crazy. I mean, you can go crazy, but you know, you just kind of throw down some spots. Just kind of rough it up a little bit, because you know, I mean, there's almost no course that's like pristine, like absolutely everywhere. Oops, I accidentally made the brush like super small. It's probably a little too big. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. But yeah, you know, there's no course that's like perfect, so. And this one is far from perfect. All right. I'm gonna mostly do the rough here. I'm gonna hit these trees, target the trees. So I think what we're going to do first, we're just going to go through the rough, and we're just going to hit that, and then we'll come back and do fairways and stuff. All right. Especially I want to hit, especially around like here, especially around where you have, you know, some like tall grass and whatnot. So when we look over on like, once we have rendered all the actual plants and whatnot, there's just a ton of like tall, like brownish grass right here. So just kind of hit it and make it blend in a little bit better. Some, you know, a bunch of brown grass right there that's burnt out. Which is kind of funny that there's water there, but the grass looks pretty burnt. But a lot of time this is not water here. You know, they just let the grass grow tall. I keep accidentally shrinking my brush size here. So, and then I'll come back through and I'll hit it with the red to the original to kind of smooth it back out a little bit so you don't get like these dots. So if I take the red and just bring it back a little bit and just like kind of, you get a nice smoother dot. You get a nice like smooth look. Like it's a little more blended. Man, I could really use like a tablet for this. This would be nice. I'd have like a Wacom. Like a pen. So I'll go through here, clean these up. Just give it a little blend. And from the overhead, it looks a little, you know, a little blotchy, but once you like get down onto the ground where you're going to be seeing it, so let's fly down and we'll look at kind of from the cart path over here. It looks a lot more natural when you're down here on the ground. So let's hit it over here a little bit. We'll switch textures to this one. This is like out in the woods, so I'm not super worried about this part, but the woods kind of starts right here. You can see the biome line. Cool. Got that taken care of. Let's hit these trees. And this is kind of a, you know, grassy area, so we're really gonna hit the, actually I'm gonna make the brush even bigger. I'm gonna make a nice big brush and kind of really get this area, and then I'm gonna come back through with the red or the original to kind of smooth it back out a little bit, just so it's not as bad. But there's a lot of like kind of like dead grass in this area. So that should look good. So, all right, let's continue. Just find standout trees so we can get those. Bring the brush size back down. It's too big still. All right, so that was 3. So let's go up to T-box of 4, which is right here. So we got this guy. I'm just gonna go hole by hole, just to make sure I don't miss any. But I see these just sitting here, so I'm gonna hit them, even though they're on the next, they're on like 9, I think. That's looking pretty good. I'm actually going to throw a question real quick into the I got a question. All right. Oh, I was gonna put in a question here. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, jeez. Let's see. All right. I just put out in the Discord just to kind of find out if there's a setting that I'm missing, and that's the reason that the grass isn't getting removed when I do the bake, because I mean that's super thick. So if I do the bake, I mean it took a little bit away, but not a lot. Let's show the. Let's get rid of this. Show the painting. I mean that's solid green. Doesn't get any more green than that. So it should definitely take away. But I'll see if there's a setting that I'm missing, or there might be a button that I'm missing. since we're out here, yeah, I'm gonna actually go back because I didn't really do much over here. I want to make sure I get it though. So I want to hit this area. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. So there's a setting that I missed. So let's go here. Let's go to 3DG right here. And let's go to vertex density. Boom. And now let's do the bake. And I bet that will fix it. There we go. See, it definitely thinned it out. Yeah, that's better. Sweet. So we'll have to go back and we'll deal with that. All right, we're gonna go back here to 5, and we will work on that. Or this area right here. Let's hit this area right here. So I'm just gonna hit this area. I mean, it's kind of this fairway of, or not really the fairway, just the rough of 7, not 7, of 8. It's this par 3. I'm gonna make this brush a little bit bigger just so I can cover this ground, because they never take care of it. And then I'll bump it down a little bit, kind of blend it here. There, and let's check it from the tee box here. So we're sitting here on the tee box. Get rid of this. Let's select something random so you got see that. And let's bake it, and we'll get rid of some of this. Just make sure I got it on vertex density. So let's bake it, and we'll remove a little bit of this grass. It'll thin out, and then that looks like, you know, they just don't really care about this section. We just didn't water it. You know? Right along the edge of the cart path. Just, you know, sometimes they don't. Cart paths always look like crap. It's not like they water next to them. There's no. A ball should kind of never land over in this area. They don't really take care of it very well. They don't need to. It's those small little details, you know? Alright, so that's looking good. We're gonna move on from, so this is 4 right here. So actually let's hit this this little strip as well. Oh, other side, over here. Just kind of hit this strip just a little bit. Doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to put a ton of time into these. Just rough it up a little bit. Add a little bit of texture. All right, so that's 4. This is 5 right here. This is tee box of 5. So Just kind of hit it here. Just kind of lay down a little bit blotches. Move over to this mesh. Right here. Kind of hit around the sand trap a little bit. Just kind of give it like an edge. You know, those kind of burn a lot sometimes. There's not a lot of. You got exposed roots there on the edge. Hit here. I'm just gonna go back and kind of just clean them up a little bit. Especially this one, just kind of make it a little less noticeable. Cool. All right, so this biome right here is another one of those really grassy areas. So we're gonna hit it pretty good. So we want to make sure that a much bigger brush, because this is kind of one of those areas that is just a lot of kind of scrub grass or whatever. This is one of the spots I don't like. The biome goes out farther than the actual mesh, so sometimes it can look a little wonky. I'm gonna hide them for the moment, so you can kind of see. This is one of the ones that I hate when it happens. So this is kind of one of those things you want to plan ahead sometimes, because you can get problems like that where the mesh, you just really see the edge, and you don't want that. So sometimes you just need to come in and switch back and forth and try to hide it as much as you can. So try to hide that right there. So you just want to try to match on both sides of the mesh. I wish you could do multiple at the same time so you wouldn't have this problem. Maybe in the future. Maybe they'll add that to the future. So go here, go here. So a little better. You kind of got it there. I think it will be okay. We'll check in Arborist once we switch over there. Take a look, see what it looks like. So we're gonna come here, and then we're gonna come back with the red, which is the original texture. We're gonna come back and kind of smooth out some of the more prominent spots. Cool, that looks good. All right, this is all forest here. We'll just hit it around the practice green a little bit. Yeah, it's not like they take care of this area very much. And then, especially over here, this is just kind of, we'll just kind of rough it up a little bit. This is kind of all forest area. Over here, we'll hit this mesh just a little bit, just to rough it. Especially this one right here. And over here, we'll add a nice big spot. We'll hit it with the red, smooth it out a little bit. So just add a little bit of texture. So it looks like we've hit most of everything. Let's hit this over here on 1, a little bit on 9 here. Just a little spot. All right, now let's get out of here. And now we can look out. We can kind of see, you know, when you're at eye level, it's a little nicer. but we need to bake these still, so we'll get rid of a little bit of the 3D grass. But now we're gonna go through. We're gonna hit these fairways a little bit, just to give them a little bit of character. So fairway, we're gonna hit mostly, I believe, with. I thought black was. No, I guess it's blue. Yeah. We're just gonna hit with a little bit, little spots. I might want to darken that. I'm just gonna make a solid spot right here, and then we're gonna go in and I'm gonna add a little bit. We're gonna darken that shade just a little bit here. So we're gonna go down to the blue channel. We're gonna bring down the color a little bit. Yeah, so if I go, even if I go all the way down, it's still not super dark. So I'll bring this down, and I'll bring the tint. Let's bring the tint down a little bit too. There we go. Maybe not that much. I think it looks good. That's a pretty sandy spot right there. Let's go back and we'll hit that a little bit. Bring it back just a little bit. There we go. All right, so we'll just hit. I just need to add just a little bit of character to these fairways. Doesn't need to be a ton. It'll be noticeable though, and that's what you want. You want it just to be just a little bit noticeable that these fairways aren't pristine. They're not going to be pristine. They also have a texture like if green. If there's a spot where a lot of people are going to be hitting like wedges and stuff. So sometimes you could just do a little bit of painting like right there. Whoops, I meant to actually select the red, or select the green. So if you like select the green and get a bunch of like divot marks. So I can put some like a couple divots right there. They're chipping onto the green there. Put a couple there. Which is good. It's nice to do on like par 3 tee boxes. You can paint in a bunch of divots, make it look a little more realistic. All right, back to blue. Burn it out a little bit here. Gonna burn it out here. I'm just gonna add some variation in color. A little goes a long way, so. Don't have to do a lot, but I mean, right there, I mean, that looks, pretty good. And that looks like a lot of courses that I see. They're not like perfect. All right, let's add a little bit over here. Let's maybe add some, a little spot of chip marks. All right, we're out here on 3 now. So this process can be relatively quick. Oh, no, I don't want green, I want blue. This process can be relatively quick. You don't have to take a ton of time. But it does add a lot of character and really helps out the look of your course. Which I did not know at the time when I built this one. So this is why I'm going back and hitting these, sprucing them up again, and I'll get them submitted over with the with the updates. It'll look nice. Ooh, I don't like how I didn't hit this enough. Let's get out of this fur painting. Let's go back to this fur paint. Open. I was using green, wasn't I? Yeah, I was. Green is kind of that darker color. Cool. All right, let's go up to the fairway here. And we'll switch over back to blue. Whoop. I want the brush. There we go. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Sunday, so unfortunately we gotta go back to work tomorrow. Sometimes the slope shading can kind of help you see where like some of the hotter edges are. So those, you know, it's pretty good because a lot of where kind of like you have those like steep edges, especially like where they start. There's a lot of like water runoff, so they dry so fast they get burnt really quick. So you can kind of go with that as like an indicator of where you should be putting some markings. So, yeah, you see right here, see this like vert right here or slope. So I'm going to put like a burn mark right at the top of this ridge to you know, really help it out. Because that's kind of a spot that's going to burn. If they aren't careful and keep it watered. All right, over here on this par 3, we're going to hit these, we're actually going to hit the tee boxes. Hopefully it's green. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm not sure where the tee is on this one, but I'm gonna make just like a nice big spot of, you know, of pitch marks. Another one back here. Like those nice divots, you know, you see on par 3s. Par 3 tee boxes are always torn up. So we're gonna hit, you know, a nice line of them here, maybe another line of them right here. That really adds a nice little touch. I'm gonna put a line up front, line kind of halfway in the back here. So nice to add those little bit there. We got this fairway. We already have this nice slope right here, so we're just gonna hit it real quick, just a little bit. Oh, actually that was wrong. Let's undo that. Let's hit it with the blue. Just get that little burn mark right at the top. I'm just gonna put a little mark right there. And that looks fine. This is just like a, this is actually I'm gonna put a bunch of divots here because this is a practice green. So we're just gonna paint in a bunch of divots because this is a practice area. There we go. A nice bunch of divots. This is a practice area. We'll throw a little bit of a kind of a burn edge, just where like the splash is going to be. That looks nice. All right, onward. Back to blue. Little burn mark. This is a nice hill right here, so we'll kind of find where these levels are. You can kind of see where it levels off here. So I'm going to hit like a burn mark right here. And then maybe right here in the crease, so even though it's usually going to be fine. And then right here, right at the top of this like slope, put a nice burn mark. because that's where they're going to have trouble keeping grass alive. Put a little in here. Maybe could have put a couple pitch marks right there. All right, cool. We're going to go into another par 3 here, so we're going to draw in the divots. So we're going to put a bunch of divots in here. So we'll put a patch of them there, and we'll put a patch of them over here. Hey, what's up, Golf Nut? All right, we're gonna hit this fairway. We're just gonna, this one's a relatively flat fairway, so we just kind of need to find a couple spots just to put some marks in. Put marks over here. Actually, I might hit this rough as well, just to, because it looks a little too clean right here. So we're gonna hit this rough. And actually, we're gonna use green. Yeah. Put one there, a little mark here, there. All right. That fairway looks pretty good, looks pretty realistic now. And then we're going on to our last one. So these are the tee boxes of 9. And this is our final hole, because this is only a 9-hole course. And again, there's not a whole lot of, there's this, we can see this ridge right here, so we'll put one right at the top, and this ridge right here. So we'll put one like kind of a burn mark going across here. And we'll put another one right across the top of this ridge. Just a couple of random spots. But yeah, we'll put right across the top of this ridge. Got that one there. And that is looking pretty solid. Let's add up just a little bit of burn over here, because this is definitely a steep spot. So we'll add a little bit of texture. Cool. Let's see. Oh, let's get down the left side here, just a little bit. So I think for the most part we are pretty good. So let's get all the rough. So we'll grab all the rough and we will bake those real quick. We'll grab the fairways, bake those. So I guess I could probably just bake all of them. Actually, I probably could just bake all the meshes and that would be fine. Yeah, let's just bake all the meshes and then we won't have to worry about it. There we go. Oop. Let's go there. They might not all have, the outer might not have. The outer does not have that. Actually, a bunch of these things don't have it, so we're going to, yeah, I guess we'll just do fairway because we did fairway. Actually, I don't need to bake the fairway because they don't have grass. So really it's only the rough, and we'll do the deeps. So we'll do the deep, even though I didn't hit really any of the deeps, but just in case. Apparently we don't have bake for those too. Did I hit any of the deeps? Let's just go to the deeps that are actually, well, I didn't hit that deep. I hit that one, so we'll bake that real quick. But for the most part, I don't think I really hit any of the deep roughs. I hit that one. That one I got bake. Bake. For the most part, people aren't going to see this. So we should be good. All right, so we're going to save this, and we're actually going to build the course. see right here. So we're going to build the course. We're going to build the scene. We're going to build the course, export it. And then we can look at how it looks in Arborist with all the vegetation. This is an active course already, so yes, I realize that it does have a duplicate name, which is fine. All right, it's going to takes a minute to build this thing, but then we will. Here, I'll get Arborist loaded now, so it's ready as soon as the course is done building. We will be able to look at the course. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Just playing some sim golf, just chilling, mowing the lawn. I don't know. We got 2 feet of snow, so we didn't mow the lawn. So we're going to build this, then we're going to take a look at it in Arborist. We're going to do a few things in Arborist because we need to add some plantings out on some faraway hills and whatnot, so we can actually, so it looks a little bit nicer than what it currently does. So it should be done in a second. Cool. There we go. So that is built. We're just going to leave that for now because if we need to go back and switch anything, we can do that. So we're working on Claremont. So we're going to open that up. We're going to take a look at it and see what it looks like. So this will have all the vegetation and whatnot. There we go. All right, so now you can see like all the vegetation. So you can kind of see now with the vegetation here why I kind of like made those brown spots, especially with this vegetation over here. You can kind of see why I browned it up a little bit because we have this like tall grass. That's just a burn mark. Let's go. Let's like look off this tee box here. So like all those browns that are now under this vegetation looks a lot nicer. Working, about to take a nap before I go in tonight. Yeah, that's no fun. Oh, I remember doing third shift. And then you can see right here where I put burn marks under or like spots under like all these trees because especially under like pine trees, stuff never grows. So, I missed these 2 trees. I might have to go back. Well, while I'm here, I can actually just do that. So I will come back here, tools, show vegetation, show persistent. I guess load Arborist first. So persistent. All right, vegetation items. So show all biomes. Show all. Oh, and there's those 2 trees that we missed. So we're gonna go here. Hit the painter. Green. Hit there. Hit there. And don't forget to bake. It's not going to show up over here in Arborist because we have to reload it, but we got those 2 trees taken care of. So we're just going to fly around a little bit more, just look at everything, just make sure everything's cool. Got all these trees. I really need to slow down the speed. The navigation speed might be a little bit much. Navigation speed. Let's turn this down a little bit here. Where's my mouse? There it is. I mean, it's still quick, but it's not as fast. All right, cool. All right, so we're going to just fly over the rest, just make sure everything's good. Everything is looking pretty good. Especially that area. See now look when you're on the tee box. Look how nice it looks like when you're just right here. You got all these nice pitch marks from like a previous previous tee placement, or in this case, this one right here. Kind of nice. I definitely need to check because I definitely put some post-processing on here. As you can see, it's a lot more red than it is in here. This looks a little, you know, a little cooler color. So I just want to make sure it all looks good. All right. Got those trees. Oh, I missed a couple trees over here. Those aren't the same true trees, are they? Nope, they are not. So we're gonna go back. So we missed a couple trees. Where are those two trees? Oh, right here. There's a tree that I missed. So I hit that tree. Missed those tree. We got a few trees that we missed here. Oh, I must have turned off the marker or the arborist position when I was working over in this area. All right, let's do a quick flyover just to make sure I didn't miss any more. Oh, I missed this one tree right here. Cool. All right, we're gonna look around so you can see kind of how this, you know, hill looks. This line, I don't like this line. We're gonna have to go back and we'll probably go back and do something about that. Or I could actually just hide it under some. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to make a little mask and I'm going to cover this line with a little bit of tall grass. How's that? Why don't I put a little bit of scrub brush right there. Scrub grass. Let's do the shorter scrub grass. Then we'll blend that. We'll just make a small blend right there. Look at that. There, it's gone. Now you can't even see that stupid line. Now you can see the line right here between the rough and the deep rough, but you can't see that little spot. Look at that. Boom, gone. And you got a little blob of grass. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's go check out the tee boxes of 6. So you can see where I put the burned it out. Got the more marks, the other tee box. Looking good. Kind of that burn spot looks good there. All right, I am pretty happy with how the vert painting has gone. I already got that. I already hit that tree, so that next time I build it, it'll be fine. We'll just finish. Yeah, see the nice burn mark right here, and then right here along the ridge where the like the top of the ridges are. Looks a lot more, you know, a little more real. Just having these burned out spots. All right, last hole. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. All right. All right, so now our biggest thing here is we need to add some billboard. Because like if you're sitting on this tee, you look out, you got a whole bunch of area that you can see that needs to get covered with some trees. So we are going to do that. One, I'm going to pull in a different billboard that I've created since. So where's our current billboard? So our current billboard is right here. So we're actually going to delete this one. We're going to import a different one. Sorry, it's just on my other screen. So it's called New England Billboard. There we go. All right, so this is the better billboard. It's nicer. It's a lot nicer. So the billboard really does not harm performance. So we're just gonna really pull these out and really cover the whole hillside almost everything. We're pretty much just going to cover everything with the billboard because there's basically it's a flat object, so we don't have to worry about anything. Why is stuff popping in and out though? I'm gonna have to fix that. All right, let me fix the biome real quick. Edit biomes. I'm gonna go to billboard, render different distance 0, 0, 0, 0. Should all be 0. Why am I getting? Let's go 0 there. 0. Put these all down to 0. And hopefully that will take care of our problem. All right, now if we move, we still get a little bit of popping. But for the most part, I think we're okay. Yeah, it's still loading some textures, but that's okay. I'm okay. Billboard. All right, so we're gonna select this biome. We're gonna pull it out. We're basically gonna cover the entire map. All right, so we're gonna go masks, biome masks, and we're gonna look for dead forest. I'm gonna make the markers bigger too so I can see them. So I'm actually gonna start deleting some of the corners because I had brought them in because I thought it was a performance issue, but it clearly is not a performance issue. Let's undo that one. Oh, I totally screwed that up. Did I screw that up? Nope, no, that's fine. All right, that goes down there. This billboard, that goes down there, down there. This one goes around here. So it's kind of where the seam is. So let's scroll out. And we're gonna pull this all the way out. Come on. Might have to zoom in a little bit for this. Oh, it does help if I activate the outer, huh? Let me activate the outer train. Train, outer. So, get the outer as well. Let's go back to mask. Go back to our dead forest. Now we should be able to pull it into the outer as well. Perfect. So this is going to come pretty much all the way out to the edge. It's hard to see the marker when it's kind of like under the map. So we're going to go there. We're going to find this corner. This is going to come all the way out to the corner. We're just going to load a bazillion trees. Not a big deal. They're flat. There's like no texture to them really. So it's not going to be a huge deal. We're just going to cover the hillside. So if you're looking out here, you just see trees. So we're good there. We're going to delete this guy, delete this guy, delete this guy, because we don't need them. This guy is going out to the corner. See if I can do it without actually having to scroll. Look at that. Pretty close. So that guy's good. So yeah, you can just hammer the billboards because there's basically no performance hit for them. So not a huge deal. I mean, this is an airport right here, so I guess I could be nice and just like not cover the airport. But I don't think I'm going to be nice and not cover the airport. No one's going to see it, so it's not a big deal. All right, let's grab that. The performance here is only glitching because I'm trying to do like multiple commands at once. But as soon as I let go, you see my frame rate goes back up to 300. So like I'm going around and it's barely causing an issue. I'm still at like 280. Even if I look back to the course, I'm still in the 220s, so not much of a hit. So really it's this hill right here that I want to make sure that's covered, because this you can see from some spots. So I'm gonna kill that one, get that one. So is this pretty much the only one left on this side? Yep. All right. So now look out to the corner. We're going to cover the entire town. And no one's even going to know there's a town there anymore. I don't think you're going to really see this area because it's kind of low, but whatever. It's covered with trees, and that is what matters. So now we have complete coverage pretty much. Let's close this gap up a little. All right, so now we have complete coverage outside of our course. So let's go down to our tee box now. So yeah, now you got to see this hill. Now let's hide this for a second, and we'll take a look at what it looks like. So let's hide it. So that's what it did look like, and now this is what it looks like now. So much improvement, especially when you're looking over this direction. It's what it did look like, what it does look like now. So deep into the forest, looks a lot better. I might need to fix this spot up a little bit. I think that's fine. Cool. Yeah, so now we got nice billboard all the way around. And now wherever you are, wherever you're looking, the outside has trees. So significantly better than that. So that to this. So let's hide that, so now we don't see the actual border. So now we fly around here. Cool. That is much better. Yeah, so now we're covered all around. So no matter where you're looking, at least the hills have trees on them. It's a lot of trees, but much better. At least I think so. Everybody think so? I think so. cool. There's not much more that I want to do with this course. It's definitely better than it was. I might smooth out this patch a little bit more. The one thing I do want to do at some point is build a rock stone wall right here. But, I mean, no one's really going to notice that it's not there. Or right here around the edge. I mean, that's a very New England thing. That there's you know, stone walls everywhere. Especially on, you know, large open clearings and whatnot. So we got a little bit of our neighborhood around. Alright, cool. Those ones we fixed. What do people think? Do they think adding the billboard looks significantly better than just having the satellite photo? I need to adjust the color. I mean, the color's pretty close. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was actually going to change the surround. So let's actually do that real quick, because I definitely changed a lot of the coloring of the surround. So let's bring up biomes. So the surrounding forest, I'm going to delete the surrounding forest biome. Oh, was that the wrong one? Oh shit. Which one did I just delete? Oh crap. Let's exit and not save. Good thing I save. No. Oh, actually, are you sure you want to exit? Yes. I do not want to save. That's not what I want to do. Because I think I just deleted the wrong one. And that would be bad. I was going too fast and wasn't paying attention. Good thing I saved right before I went to start doing that. So I have a slightly new outer that looks a little better, or I guess a lot better. Has some darker colors. All right, let's go back to biomes here. Biome. Surrounding forest biome 8. Why do I have 2 surrounding forests? That's probably an issue. All right. Let's get rid of both of them, I guess. So we'll get rid of both surrounding forests. And we're going to import... Sorry, it's on the other page. We're going to import New England surrounding forest version 2. So now, hopefully everything's going to import. There we go. So now that's much darker. Uh-oh. Did the billboard not save? Oh, shoot. I thought I had saved that. Oh, no, I just hit Control S. Son of a bitch. Hey, what's up, Matthew? Oh, crap. Oh, shit. All right, I need to do that billboard again. Crap. Oh. Well, awesome. I hit Control S, which is not a valid thing. So... Let me redo the billboard, and then yeah. Here, I'm going to actually like turn off the vegetation this time, so it runs a little faster. Select mask, dead forest. All right, go big. I'm going to get rid of the vegetation so I can just pull out these markers real quick. Let's go do the terrain. Outer plot. A year or so I looked at tutorial videos to make courses. Seems very in-depth process. Have some knowledge of 3D programs, but want to create my local. Wanted to create your local course. For you? Yeah. Yeah, I've created. I created my home course. This is my brother-in-law's home course. I've created my dad's home course. The tool is different than what, is it easier? Yes. LiDAR, way easier. The LiDAR tool that's out there now is like way easier. You just highlight where you want, and it creates everything that you need. Like, you don't even have to like put any thought into it. You just highlight your course and it does it all. Yeah, so the tools are significantly better than they used to be. Even like 2 months ago. Like, now is the time, like, the tools are so much nicer. Yeah, the tools that are out there are way easier. The LiDAR is super easy now. Yeah. The LiDAR, I mean, at least for the US, I don't know where you are. If you're in the US, LiDAR's way easier. I believe they also have England's LiDAR in there as well. That is nice, and it's pretty easy now. So there's a few places that the LiDAR is super easy. The US and I believe England are the two spots where the LiDAR is super easy to do now. And they're adding more places as time goes on. All right, let's turn on the vegetation, see what this looks like. Hopefully it covers. Oop. Oh, I need to just delete those couple over here. All right, so we should have forest everywhere. Looks like we do. Cool, so we got forest everywhere. I brought in my new outer, which has some darker colors here. And then I'm going to bring in did I mess something up over here? No, it looks fine. Okay. So I'm going to go to biomes. I'm going to delete the old billboard. I'm going to delete this billboard. Import my new billboard, which looks a lot nicer because it's a little bit more varied in color. Boom. There we go. All right. Now with the new surrounding forest and the new outer, that looks a lot nicer. Why is one of the trees so bright though? One of these trees is super bright. I might need to bring that down a little bit. I'm gonna go edit that just a scotch. Will you relax? Thank you. Oh, stop. All right, so I'm gonna go into biomes here, or edit biomes. I'm gonna edit that billboard. I'm gonna edit that one tree that is just like super bright. I don't know why it's so bright. I don't remember it being that bright. All right, let's go to shaders. I don't think it's that one, but it could be. Nope, definitely is not that one. Let's see if there's one that's just super bright. That's just a small bush. That's the undergrowth. It's the poplar. I don't think it's that one. Nope. I still don't like how bright that one is. That one just looks really bright. Why is the leaf color? Yep, that's probably not the one. It's probably not the one. That's dark green. Nope. The pine's dark green. Or at least I think it is. Yeah, that's not the one. I don't even see where that is. It's not even like really changing anything. Yeah, so the pine is fine. Alright, which one is it? Which one is just way too bright? Is it this one? Or... Nope, not that one. Which one is it? Which one is so bright? Not that one. Is it? It's not the poplar. One of them is just looking super bright. It's not that one because that's just undergrowth. It's just a little shrub. I mean, the dwarf pine is undergrowth too. Is it this one? It's not that one. Interesting. I don't, maybe it's the bark color that's screwing that one. Let's revert this. Nope, that's not even doing anything at all. All right, I got a tree in here that I'm not sure which one is causing the problem. I mean, it kind of looks like that's the pine tree. Does anyone have any latest on the tool's basic instructions or start? I see YouTube videos that are years old now. They're trying to work on the new ones. It's just, you know, the new tools are kind of, they're coming. Okay, this is like doing nothing. Okay, so I'm curious why that billboard is popping out so bad. Actually, I'm going to switch the render and see if it's actually that one. Render difference, distance. It is the pine tree. Okay, the pine tree, for some reason, the billboard color. Oh, tint, there we go. Maybe that'll help. Let's bring it down a little bit. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Let's bring the tint down. All right. That is better. We don't have those popping out now like crazy. All right, now let's look here. Now let's get on a T-box. Oh yeah, look at that. It blends nicely. Much better. So yeah, just go to join the Discord. And they have the none to done, but the new tools are new. So like just within the past month and a half, there's been lots of changes. So really, if you just kind of hang out in the Discord, you'll kind of pick up. There's some channels in there that are super helpful. Wow, it is so crazy. Like, so I'm working on my OLED computer. I mean, my OLED monitor, and everything looks super rich. But then I'm looking over here at the stream, and everything kind of looks washed out because, yeah, it's just not as good as a monitor. That's kind of funny. Like, it looks so much different on my screen. I mean, it still looks fine on the LCD, and you know what you guys are probably seeing if you are using like a regular like LCD and not an OLED. But if you're on an OLED, like the color is so much richer. It's kind of crazy. So maybe I'll have to look here over on the regular LED as well, just to see. But it even looks a little more like blended on the LED. So I'm happy with that. That's really funny. It's just like the just the difference in look between the two monitors. I mean, I wish you could see the difference, but you know, whatever. All right, cool. I think I am done with this course. Oh, I wanted to smooth that out. Let me switch over to Unity real quick. I'm gonna smooth this area out a bit. It's just a little more blotchy than I want it to be. So first I'm gonna hit it with some more. Actually, let me get a bigger brush. I'm gonna hit it with some more, and then I'm gonna grab the red. We're gonna come here, we're gonna just smooth this out, really blend it, make it a lot better. There we go. That looks a bit better. Let's smooth those spots out. Cool. All right, that is better. I'm gonna just do a little blend on this one too, just because it's a little bit much. Cool. I think that's good. Also interested, long time stalker, just scared to take the plunge. Yeah, like if you have some computer skills, it's not a ton to learn. So as long as you're relatively handy with a computer, you should be fine. Cool. All right, I think I am done, and we will get this packaged up and sent for an update. All right, cool. So I'm going to save the project, and then I'm going to build the course. All right, so we're going to build the Claremont Country Club. All right, so we're going to build that, and I'm also going to go over into, and we're going to save and exit. So we should be good. Scared how much time I'm going to lose when you get ultra invested into it. Yeah. Because this is an already existing course, it's just warning me that there's a course that already exists with this name. But it is my course, so yes, I want to continue and build it. And we'll drop into Greenskeeper real quick, take a look, do a little flyover, just make sure it's cool. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go open Greenkeeper. Windowed. All right, we're going to open this windowed so we are actually rendering it at 1080 instead of the 1440 that this monitor is. Looks like it's done. Cool. All right, so we're going to open up Claremont. It's going to take, just because one, I'm streaming, and two, I'm windowing it on a higher res. It's going to take a hit as far as performance goes, but it shouldn't be a crazy hit. We'll see. I mean, I have this. The screen is behind me, and I am running two monitors as well. So I'm running 3 monitors. 2 of them are 1440p monitors. So let's go into Tools here, and we're going to do the flyover. Just kind of see how it looks. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh yeah, 200, 220 frames. Yeah, I think we're good. 300 frames. I think we're okay with as far as the performance goes. I just want to see what happens at hole 3, because 3 was kind of where the performance glitch was. Right at the end of 2 here. Drops to 175. That's not even bad at all. As long as I'm nowhere near 130, I'm pretty happy. So as long as it makes this turn and we stay pretty good through hole 3, I believe we are going to be pretty golden. So here's where the biggest drop is. Only down to 145. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good on performance. Cool. We're going to go through till hole 6 because that would cover basically the entire terrain because it kind of loops back on itself. So we're going to fly through to hole 6 just to make sure we don't have any huge dips. But 157, plenty high. And now we're popping back up in towards 200. So it's just facing north, not north, facing south. We get a bit of a drop just because of the ton of vegetation over there. But that's fine. That's not even that bad. So yeah, we're just gonna fly through. That's 4. We're gonna fly up 5 and then into 6. And as long as we make the turn through 6 back towards 7, keeping it over 130 frames, then we are good, and we do not have to do any more. We don't have to do any performance issues. I mean, look at it, we're at 200, basically pointing towards 6. 6 is straight through those trees. So that's pretty good. Let's make it through to 6. The trees are going to knock it down a little bit, but it should pop back up as soon as we get out of the tree. Even in the trees, geez, we're at 200. And then past 6, we're good. 200. As you can see, the billboard all the way out to the edge doesn't hit the performance. I mean, we're almost at 300 frames per second. It's all billboard, like literally a mile out. Maybe not a mile, like 2 kilometers out. Yeah, making that turn, we're only dropping down to 145. We're good, and now it's going to pop back up to the 200s. Perfect. Okay, so I can cancel this test. I don't need to go any farther. I want to make sure driving range. I'm just going to set up driving range markers. Add driving range markers. Click on this. Come on. Why does it not think I'm clicking on a surface? That is kind of weird. Thinks I'm not clicking on a surface for some reason. Let's fly out to the outer just to see if I click on that. Interesting. All right. I want the driving range markers. Add driving range markers. Huh. I may have to save and come back in. So I'm going to save, and I'll come back in, and hopefully we can set the driving range markers. Or maybe just doing the save will let me set the markers. Or driving range markers. There we go. Yep, there we go. So driving range, since we don't have a formal driving range on this course, I'm just going to make it hole 1. Basically just hit it towards the road. It's just the kind of the most open spot. So at least you have a driving range, a driving range option especially when you're playing online or whatever. You can whack balls on the driving range, and then you don't have to reload the course when you're ready to tee off. So, I mean, that's a pretty good distance. That's 489 yards to the marker out on the road. So I think you're fine. I think you'll be fine. Cool. All right, so we're going to save this. Everything is all set. don't need to make any changes in Greenkeeper. Close. All right, so that's saved, so we can exit. So now we are going to close out of Unity, save that. And we are going to go to Claremont, and then we are going to build the course, or could just compress the, we're going to zip the course. It's already been built. And then we're going to submit it for an update. So we're going to go over to Simulator Golf Tour. If Simulator Golf Tour will come up. Come on. There we go. There we go. Courses, lists, submit a course. Update a course. So we're doing Claremont Country Club. So we have course details. We have the Imperial scorecard. We have the splash screen. I am going to do the upload to Google on a different screen just to hide my stuff drive, just so people don't spam the crap out of me. So we have this. I'm going to upload it. Let's see, while we're here, I can't remember, scorecard Imperial. The men's and the tips are white. So the tips are white, regular men's tees are white. And that is almost done. So, oh, wrong one. I'm just working on my other screen real quick, just getting access, just getting the link for the download, and submit. Cool. All right, that update has been submitted and we're good to go, and we're gonna move on to another course that I am wanting to update a bit. So let's go into Unity here. Here's my projects. I think the course I want to do right now, I'm gonna go to Pine Grove, and that's the course that I'm gonna work on next. It's another 9-hole course, so we'll get to that. And then the other one is, hold on. I just lost. Do you have to upload to the server if you just want to play it yourself? No. If you're just building it for you, and you're not distributing it out to anybody else, then you can just use it on your own computer. But if the rules are, if you want to share the course with anybody else, they're expecting it to be published. That's kind of part of the deal. That's part of the agreement to using the tools that that are provided. So part of the agreement for using the tools is that you publish the course. So this is another 9-hole course. That's another New England style course. I think we're mostly going to have to deal with billboarding. As far as the shading goes, there's not a ton of just one-off trees, but I'm going to hit those. But yeah, so yeah, as long as it's just for you, you can do whatever you want. You can just play it on your own. But yeah, if you want to share it with anybody else, they're expecting you to publish it as part of the agreement to having access to the tools. So you can see here, I'm using the slope shading, and this is a very slopey course, which then creates a lot of shading. So there's not a whole lot of random hits that I gotta do on this course, where I'm just gonna kind of throw random blotches and stuff. So really the only thing I need to really worry about as far as, you know, adding blotches is with specifically planted trees and whatnot. Did I screw something up here? Weird. Apparently there's like a really flat spot, just like in the woods. Because this is like woods right there. It looks like there used to be like a tee box or something, but that's just woods now. That's kind of funny. Yeah, it just looks like there used to be a tee box right there. And I mean, this course was built in 1901, so they might have had a tee box for a while and they just got rid of it. Oh no, hey, you can ask away. That's part of the deal here. All right. Oh, I want to fix these tee boxes. That is one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to lift these tee boxes. So, okay. So this is going to be a fun one to do. I'm going to go just around just to check all the tee boxes, and then figure out which ones I want to edit and which ones I'm fine with how they are. So, okay. So one. I'm gonna actually start a frickin' notepad. All right, so one tees to fix. One. Two is fine. Yeah, no. Ask away. That's it's part of the reason why I'm doing this stream. 3 is okay, not the greatest. You know what? I'm gonna fix that one. Let's fix tee box 3 forward. Forward tee box of 3. I don't like how it slopes that much right there in the front. We'll fix that. All right, let's check out on 4. 4 looks like garbage. All right, 4 front forward tee box of 4. Back tee box is fine. 4 forward. Five. I mean, I can live with it. It's not the greatest, but I can live with it. 5. The forward one is, yeah, I can live with that one too. 6. The back tee box needs to get fixed. 6. Back. That one's pretty bad. Oh, forward one's bad too. And forward. So both the forward and the back tee boxes are pretty crap. 6. All right, the forward tee box. That one's fine. Oh, let's see on 8. Yeah, let's fix that. So 8. Back. It's kind of garbage. The middle and the forwards are fine, and then on 9, let's check it out. 9. I can live with 9. Okay. So this is going to be fun. So what we're going to have to do. Oh, actually, I don't like this. I'm going to hit that while I'm here too. So, all right. So this is going to be a fun one. So I'm going to turn off the meshes, and I'm going to turn on so I can actually see it. I'm going to turn off the sun. Turn on the terrain, bring in the wireframe, and we're going to start flattening these boxes because they are just crap. They're just like, they just tail off way too much in the back or the front, or you know, the sides or whatever. So we are going to flatten out these tee boxes. So we're going to pull them up in the back and push them down a little bit in the front. So I'm just going to flatten these out. I'm going to push it out just a little bit more, and then I'm going to come through with the smoothing tool. So I'm going to make a nice flat platform. Just make sure it's completely flat. I'm going to do the same thing with, that was wrong. Let me get the height correct. There we go. Get the height. Actually, I want to take the front height. I'm going to take the height here. So I'm going to take the height. It's going to bump into the hill a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm going to push it out and make a nice platform. Might have to mess with the box with the cart path a little bit to bring that down, to bring that back, but that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna grab the smoothing tool. I'm gonna smooth this back out, these edges, so it looks nice. And you won't even know that I completely screwed with this tee box. All right, I'm gonna smooth this one out. So it'll just look like a nice, pristine tee box. Look at that. Let's turn off the wireframe just so you can kind of get, I meant to turn off the wireframe so you can kind of see, you know, it's now nice and flat now. All right. So I believe we said 2 is fine. We're gonna go to 3, the forward box is crap. So let's go to 3 forward. Gotta run, but subscribed. We'll be back another time. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping in. All right, let's go back to the wireframe here. We're gonna grab this as the sample height, and then we're just gonna, oh, it does help if I'm actually on the terrain tool. All right, so we're gonna bump this out. So we got a nice flat box here. So we're not doing the back. Yes, dear. What? I'm streaming. Oh. All right, so we're gonna flatten out this tee box. I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna hit with the smooth tool. Boom. Now we won't have that super like hard front edge that we had. So like if I turn the terrain draw off and turn the meshes back on, you'll see what it used to look like. Whoops, wrong one. Sun. So you have this like really hard drop off right here in the front. So we're gonna have to re-mesh these, but it will be good once we do. So I'm gonna turn these back off and bring back our inner so I can actually see it. And turn off the sun so it's not blown out as bad. All right, so now we got a nice flat, pretty flat tee box. Let's check our notes here. 4, the forward box of 4. I'm gonna fly over there, take care of that. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I'm gonna take care of the back tee box too, because might as well, since I'm right here. I don't want to hit the cart path too bad. I just want to nick the cart path. All right, with the smooth, I'm gonna just like completely come down just a little bit because I don't want to go too crazy and completely destroy what I just did along the cart path. But the cart path is where I'm mostly concerned about. And it still dropped it, but it's fine. It's not as bad as it was. This one's the bad one. You can see like this drop off on the tee box. That you do not want. So we're going to go back to here. We're going to take probably the front edge, and we'll just bring up the whole thing. And it's going to look a lot nicer. Cool, all right. Let me push that out just a little bit more. All right, then we're going to smooth the edge down. And then it's going to look so much nicer. All right. I believe the T-box is a 5. We thought were fine. So T-box of 6. The rear and the forward box are kind of crap. Oh, geez, look at that. That just looks terrible. Might have to mess with the cart path too a little bit. Probably lift up the cart path as well. Yeah, we'll probably do that. We'll probably lift the cart path. All right, so I'm gonna lift the T-box. I'm gonna lift the cart path out here, and we'll have to deal with that too. Actually, I think lifting the cart path, and I think it will smooth out just fine. Actually, I think we'll be fine with the lifting out the cart path. I'm just gonna push it out into the woods here. Lifting up the cart path actually might work out. If not, I can use river auto material to smooth it out. Yeah, see, it's actually cutting into it there. So let's see. How do I want? Let's just cut it right there. And if I do the smoothing, I might get away with it. Oh yeah. Oh, that'll be fine. Took care of the cart path. We'll smooth it right there. Smooth the rest of the T-box. Boom. Look at that. And then out here in the woods, no one's gonna see it, but because one, it's behind them. So if you see the back of this area, you are facing the wrong direction. You should be facing the other way. You should be facing this way. If you see the back of this T-box back here, you are facing the wrong direction. So you probably shouldn't actually see this spot back here. So, because you are definitely not hitting in the right direction. All right, this T-box, we're gonna lift this whole T-box. So I'm gonna take like this top side, and we're just gonna lift this whole T-box. And there's only so much you can do when you're dealing with a course that's 120 years old. Sometimes they weren't the flattest T-boxes. So I'm just gonna smooth this out, and now we have a nice raised T-box. No, it's not exactly how it is. Well, now the course is closed now, but or was, but it's gonna be so much nicer. All right, we're gonna go, I think we are good with, so the last one is just T-box 8, the back of T-box 8. I really wanna check this. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Do I wanna pull that down, up or not? Okay, all right, I'm gonna grab I'm gonna turn the opacity like way down. I wanna grab here, I just wanna pull this up just a touch. And let's see if we can smooth it without pulling down the, whoops. Come on. All right, let's see if we can smooth it without pulling down the box too much. Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's good. It's a small adjustment, it's not a big one. All right, cool. Lastly, we have just the back T-box of 8. That was a problem. I mean, it's not terrible, but we can do better. So I'll bump the opacity back up again. And we'll just flatten this guy out. Again, no one's gonna see this back here for the most part, but might as well flatten it. If you're gonna do it right. All right, now I'm just gonna flatten the edge here. smooth it out. And I think we're going to be pretty good. All right. I'm all set. I just want to make sure this edge is okay. I remember it being a little wonky. All right, that's fine. All right, so we have flattened the tee boxes. That was kind of on my list of things to do. And I think my other thing that I need to do is deal with the outer terrain at some point. So let's bring back the meshes here. See, look at the meshes, and we will no longer draw. We'll turn off the draw of the shaded, turn on the sun. So yeah, the outer, we're gonna have to do something with the outer. Cool. So now, as you can see right now, those changes haven't taken effect. We're gonna have to export this terrain. Actually, let me save the project here. So we're going to export the terrain. We're going to export the inner terrain. We're going to do full resolution. And we're going to export that. We are not working. We are working on Pine Grove now. Go to the assets, terrain. Terrain. We're going to call this terrain number 4. And we're going to export the terrain. While we are doing that, we're going to go to the Pine Grove and go to Assets, Terrain, and we're going to the newest, oh geez, I might have to go snag a copy of Pine Grove 4. Okay, I'm gonna go snag a fresh copy. I'm gonna do this on my other screen just so, you know, it's in my email and all that jazz. Oh, where is it? Pine Grove Drive. Google Drive. Pine Grove. Pine Grove number 4. Uh-oh. I might not have a clean version of Pine Grove number 4 at the moment. Shoot. I'm gonna check one more place. Pine Grove Springs. I do not have Pine Grove Springs number 4, at least as a clean one. So let's hope that we can bring this in and we'll be able to mesh. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if this is gonna work or if I'm gonna have to run a new Blender file. So because it might cause issues pulling like some of these apart. So is this still exporting? Looks like it's done. Cool. All right, so in here we're gonna go to Terrain Manager. We're gonna import number 4, and we are going to hope that it conforms correctly, even though it's not flat anymore. At least that's what I'm hoping. So some of the biggest ones that are going to rip open probably here. Actually, let's go check. Let's go hang out at the big one that we did over here. Here. This one is probably the most likely to cause a problem. So we have that loaded, conform mesh, conform all. Let's see if it conforms to the terrain without tearing apart. Oh, looks like it did. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna go check all the places that we made changes just to make sure that we don't have any rips in the mesh. Yep, that looks good. We did 3. Oh, we have no gaps in the mesh. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried about that. Sometimes it will rip the mesh open if you do too much of a change, or if you're like, mostly it's a change on the seam. If you make changes that go beyond the edge of the seam, then you're usually okay. Let's check this one last box here, and it did not tear open, so we are good. Okay, cool. Sweet. So now we are going to export the FBX for this. We didn't make any new meshes, so we should just be able to direct copy it. I just want to make sure we don't have any old FBX files in here. The outer is the only thing that's staying, which is fine. So we did rewrite all the old meshes. So we're going to just drop those in, and hopefully they will conform exactly how we are expecting. So we're going to get rid of everything except the outer mesh, I believe. Let's check all the dates on these meshes. Let's see. Yeah, those are ones I actually edited recently. Cool. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all these. The only thing we're going to keep is the outer. I'm going to paste in the new ones. And we should, as soon as we go over here, we should see them start to import, and we should see this pop up to be flat. We should see it conform to be flat. Same with this one. Both of these, keep an eye on both of these T boxes. As soon as it's done loading, it should shift them to how we want them to look. Boom. Oh no, they ripped. Wait, why didn't this mesh get updated? 004. That mesh didn't get updated for some reason. I'm gonna have to look into that. Let's go check the rest of the boxes, and let's make sure that the rest of them are okay. And then we're gonna go figure out why that particular mesh did not come through correctly. So that's fine. Or sorry, 3 is fine. Let's go check out the T-box of 4. Yeah, 4 is fine. I mean, this one we did a lot to, and that one's fine. We're gonna have to go find that one mesh. That one mesh might not have come in. Yeah, like look at that. That's perfect. That one. Yeah, let's go check 8. That's funny that just that one didn't come through. So we're gonna go check to see what happened with this one mesh. So this mesh is 004. Did 004 not come? 004. It's a deep outer 004, and it's the new one. For some reason, it didn't come in correctly. Interesting. Maybe 004, where is right here? Maybe we can refresh it? Re-import it? Alright, let's go back to Blender real quick. We're gonna go take a look at that particular mesh. So that's the mesh that we're looking at. Make sure it's the same name. Yep, it's 004. All right, so let's just we'll just export this one selected one, this one mesh, and see if we can get the updated one. Assets, train, FBX, date modified. There's the one that we're looking for.
Hey, I only got half your message, so somebody
Let's see. So I'll get rid of 004, delete that. So that is that. And then we will drop 004 back in here into the FBX file. 004. Let's see if it, interesting.
Did Ski Patrol are you guys on the way to the hospital?
I guess. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure this out here. So it didn't bring the vert painting either. So yeah, this is a little strange because in Blender it's showing correctly. I'm gonna check the wireframe here. I mean, the wireframe looks right.
Okay, and you said you already talked to his mom?
I really wish Blender and Unity used the same freaking. Okay, why did it not bring in this mesh correctly?
Right, so
that is the question. So we're gonna refresh.
What did mom say?
So we're gonna get rid of both the metadata and
Okay. Are you the only one on the mountain?
that, and we're going to bring it back here. All right. We're gonna export that back to our terrain, our export. That was the one we exported.
Okay, so which of
I don't know
those two
why
are
this is missing. Let's go back to assets, FBX. Put it in there. Wrong one. Let's go to.
Okay, you're breaking up now. I can't hear you. So I'm going to assume you're going to pull the guys off. You're going to go to HCS. As soon as you get back to HCS, are you okay going back to the hospital with him?
All right, so we're gonna have to figure why this is how it is. Well, why did this come apart on me?
Okay, so you called Melanie.
So here I'm gonna bake.
Correct?
So that fixes that. So at least that's right.
Oh, you weren't with him until when he got hurt. He gets Ski Patrol his mom's phone number. Okay.
All right, so maybe both of them didn't. All right, let's do this instead. Let's highlight these. Because maybe it was the green that actually didn't come in correct. I mean, the green, I don't think the green came in incorrectly. And it's not like it's just like not on the same plane. It's definitely
you're doing amazing.
A little messed up. Okay. I might have to push through a new. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push through a new mesh.
No, in this case, it's completely
and we'll get that taken care of. So we're going to sign into the new tools, and we'll sign into the new tools here. We'll go to jobs. We'll go to Pine Grove. We haven't done one of these through this, so we'll do Pine Grove 04. I'm gonna bring in the Pine Grove doc Inkscape. Inkscape. Pine Grove 4 NoSat. Just make sure it's there. Yes. A little trick, make sure you hit save first and then submit the job. And then we should be good. I'm just waiting for the notification over in Discord that it is running. But we may have to come back to Pine Grove if it's going to be a bit, but we'll see. It's waiting to be processed. Let's refresh it. It's processing. I just got the notification that it is processing and it should be done in a minute. So we'll process this new one. We'll have a new flat blender file and then I can reconform it. So this sometimes happens when you try to conform the terrain to an already conformed blender file. You kind of get these little splits. So sometimes you just need to go back to the original flat blender file, which I have now started to keep a copy of because I've seen this happen now. So now I keep a flat copy and then I name it to match the terrain that I'm doing. So definitely something to look out for is to use the flat blender file. All right, so I'm downloading the flat blender file and we will be good to go. And I'm just gonna drop that. Hold on. I'll just do this on the other screen for the moment. Pine Grove. All right, we can continue on. Assets, terrain, and we'll drop it in here. So here is our file. So we'll close out. Don't save. All right, so we're going to open this Blender file. So now we have the flat one. We're going to bring in. We're not going to do any smoothing because we've already done it. We're going to import. And then we should be ready to go in a second once that's done. All right, so we're going to conform. We're going to conform all of the inner. And then we should be good this time. We will export all the FBX files. Go back to terrain, and these should all be now at 152 except for the outer, because we didn't have an outer brought in to the Blender because we already have the outer is made. It's already fine. So we're going to bring up another window, and this is actually the correct one that we're looking for. So we'll just make sure we are going to delete everything except for the outer. And then we're going to copy everything except for the outer. Paste that all in there, and hopefully now when we go over to here and they load everything, hopefully the seam goes away. At least that's the goal. So we'll get rid of this seam. Come on. Really? You're gonna break? It's not breaking. Oh man. All right, we might have to go a little bit more dry. Oh, geez, we have a bunch of breaks. All right, we're gonna go a bit more drastic, I guess. Inner's off, right? Yeah, the inner is fine. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to delete the meshes, and we're just gonna import the whole shebang. There we go. So now, interesting we have this Z fighting here. Why do we have so much fighting? That is really strange. Interesting. I don't know why we have so much of that fighting. Let's go check the Blender file real quick. Let's zoom in on this over in Blender. Like, it's fine in Blender. Let's go, where are we? We're gonna go check over by the, right here. This is where the problems are showing up. I don't know why there's so much fighting over there. Is it fighting with the outer? I don't think it's fighting with the outer, but let's get rid of it just for giggles for a second. Well, this is a new one that I have not encountered, where we have this very strange, like, meshing problem. Let's see, where's the outer plot? Outer mesh. Oh, that doesn't seem to be the problem. All right, let's add the meshes and we'll add the materials. See what happens. Just gonna do concrete, or we'll do gravel. We'll play it as concrete. We'll just push everything through. I just want to see what happens at this point. Maybe we have a really broken terrain that we gotta take care of. Oh, I mean, that looks good now. So, oh, actually, that does not look good at all. Interesting. What happened? You can see, like, the fighting between the two layers. Why are there two... there shouldn't be two blend layers. Why are there two blend layers? Well, that is not right. Alright, so we have some weird blending happening. We're getting two blend layers. How are we getting two blend layers? A and B? Let's go check over in Blender and see what the heck's up with that. Yeah, look at that. We got... B... Why do we have these B layers? Well, interesting. All right, so here's a problem that you can run into, I guess. All right, so we got this one, which is T96. We got blend and B. So let's go check out path 96. But we don't have, we just have that one. Oh, let's go 96. So we have the B blend, and then we have this blend. What is that about? That makes no sense. Like, if I hide it, what happens? Nothing? I'm really curious what happened here. Oh, that's not the right one. Interesting. Why do I have this? That is really strange. All right, let's close Blender. Don't save it. Let's take a look at the flat file here. I don't know why it came out so strange. All right, Pine Grove. Assets, terrain. Let's look at the flat version here that came out of the tool. Where are we? All right, so we have this right here. So we got our green, and this is path 96, path 96. So we got our blend. I'm not sure why it's called B blend, but okay. All right, so that is very, very interesting. Okay, so let's check. Did I miss something in the FBX file? So let's go Pine Grove, assets, FBX. Do I have multiple copies in here? Oh, I do. That would be why. All right, let's get rid of all these. Let's try that. Let's get rid of all these. And then bring in just the new FBX. That is probably the issue. Oh, I see. There's a bunch of ones that are they're different. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, because I used the old file, which has a completely different like layout. Okay, that would be why. All right, let's get rid of those. Now we should be cooking. Let's try this. Oh, gotta love screwing stuff up. There we go. Look at that. Oh, nice and clean. All right, we're gonna have to do some vert painting. We're gonna have to change this material. So this is supposed to be gravel, I think. Gravel, yep. And this blend we actually want as gravel as well. Gravel, not blend. So that's good. I mean, it kind of looks like crap, but... Or is this concrete? Oh, that's asphalt. Okay, never mind. Let's change this to asphalt. And this to asphalt.
All right, let me go, Carl.
Both of these are asphalt. Asphalt. Blush. Don't know why that blended like that. Asphalt. We just want red fill. Right? Which one is the right one? Black. Apparently none of them. No, we don't want the blend. We just want asphalt. Asphalt. Blush. Okay, that's what we want. All right, so that's good there. Let's just make sure we don't have any other customs that are screwed up. This one needs to be not gravel. That one's going to be deep rough. No mow lines. It's kind of weird how these ones came out. That is strange. This is water. It's supposed to be a water base. Not that. Water base lush. That is not right. There we go. We'll just do creek base. That's fine. Creek base. Creek base, creek base. Good there, good there. Yeah, those water worked out fine. Bro, is the T-box or green next to the asphalt? It's green. It's like the practice green. This one right here. It's a practice green. This is T-box, this is T-box, but this is practice green. All right. Just want to make sure everything's cool. All right, I gotta deal with this because this is all messed up since my vert painting is gone. So I guess I'll do some vert painting real quick here and turn this into grass. Brush size, let's make it pretty big. Let's make it 100% flow. I actually ended up just changing this out, and I'm just gonna make it grass. Or, you know, rough, whatever. I mean, no one's really gonna see it. It's not really a big deal. Although, why is this painting incorrectly? That's a good question. Because it's supposed to be that. Okay, let's open Vert Painter again. Oh, it doesn't actually show. Show preview. Okay, don't show preview. Oh, what a pain in my butt. I'm gonna have to mess with this. Oh, where am I going here? I should have redone the freaking parking lot. I mean, I can still redo the parking lot. All right, we're redoing the parking lot. Might as well. All right, Pine Grove, Inkscape. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so we're gonna redo the parking lot because. All right, so this one I'm going to pretty much delete a bunch of these nodes. Cool. All right, so that's gonna allow me to at least keep the same path, but I'm going to actually change it to a no blend. So I can get rid of that. Oh, undo. So I can get rid of that. Actually, one of the great things now, since I'm in here, I'm going to fix all these cart paths because I hate the stupid blend. So I'm going to change the cart paths all to custom. Custom 4. So since I'm in here, and they've fixed up how stuff works, so I'm going to change all the cart paths, and then for here, I'm not going to use. I'm actually just going to use what. No, I'm going to still keep a custom no blend there as well. I'll just deal with it. That's fine. This one I don't need though. This one I can just turn into deep rough. That's fine. Let's turn into deep rough there. All right, so this is going to be a little bit different when we pull it in, but it should be better. All right, so let's save this. This is going to be 5. Save as Pine Grove number 5. Yes, that is what we are going to do. So I'll make sure I didn't miss anything while I'm already screwing around with the Inkscape. All right, cool. So we're going to do that. So we're save. We're going to do a save as this with a no sat. We're going to delete the satellite out. Delete the satellite out. We're going to save. Close the Inkscape, and then we're going to go and submit this. We got a new one. So we're going to submit Pine Grove 05. We're going to upload 05. Just make sure it's good. Yep. All right, click save, and then submit job. Should get a notification in a second that it's running. So what's everybody up to besides just chilling here? I'm happy people are chilling here. That's awesome. I'm glad people are here. Just hanging out while we mess with some golf courses here. Make them nice and pretty. Come back, fix some old ones that I had. So this blender is junk, so we'll get rid of that. Don't bother saving. Happy to have you all here. Is everybody from Hazel Rocket Golf, or anybody just randomly find me through search or whatever? All right, the blender is done. Downloading the blender. All right, got the new one. Pine Grove. Assets. Terrain. Paste that there. I got it on my YouTube homepage. Were you already subscribed to me, or it just happened to pop up for you? Because that's cool if it just happened to pop up for you. Are you, or do you do like GSPro stuff? Do you play golf? I guess what's the direction of interest that ended up showing this on on your homepage? Maybe based on golf YouTube watching, previous search for GSPro tutorials. Cool. Yeah. That's cool. All right, we got our new blender here. We're going to do 0. We're going to import our newest terrain. And hopefully there won't be a ton of crap we got to do. All right, conform terrain. Nope, I want all. All right, got that taken care of. While we're in here, we're going to do something real quick, because for some reason they didn't, I don't know why they didn't make it through. Maybe I didn't I might not have lowered the meshes, so all right, while we're here, we're gonna go to the water base and we're just gonna dump these down just like super little bit, just because it's marsh. So just want a little tiny little, I might actually have to do bunker carving. So let's just do a tiny little dip. No? You don't want to carve this for me? Yeah, I guess I can make it more. Okay, so it is working. Let's do like 0.2. 0.2. I mean, that's, yeah. 0.2 is fine. Let's do 0.2. 0.2. So I know these aren't bunkers, but the carving still works. All right, so that's good. I don't know why they weren't carved. That was just strange. Okay, we're going to save. Yeah, it was saved in the old version, but that'll be fine. All right, so we are going to export all the FBX files. Go here. We're going to get rid of all the old ones from a few minutes ago. The only one we're going to keep is the outer is just going to stay because we don't want to get rid of the outer mesh. All right, so we are going to go to the assets, Pine Grove. We're going to go into the Unity folder, FBX. We can get rid of everything. Except the outer mat. We're going to paste in the new ones, and now hopefully once this all gets pulled in, we have what we were expecting this time. And we'll have this driveway will be fixed. Awesome, cool. All right, so we are going to dump the meshes. We're going to delete that. We're going to import the meshes. Assets, FBX, select, All right, so we got the meshes in. We're going to then bring in the materials. It's on the other side. So we're gonna have to go over, just because we have a couple swamps that are using the custom mesh. They're gonna come in as concrete or gravel. So we're gonna have to switch those. All right, that looking better. All right, let's go over here. Let's check at these. So we're gonna change this to, what do we want to change this to? I mean, really, it's the creek bed. I mean, it's kind of that dirt, mud. What's mud look? Mud. We'll go with mud. Actually, mud's perfect. Let's change these to mud. Mud. This one changed to mud. All right, mud. The water planes are there. We have our tee boxes look a lot better than they did now that they, are relatively flattened. Much better. That is much better. Let's go back to our opening tee box. All right, better. Let's make sure that none of our cars are through the ground or anything. That is looking significantly better. Let's save this real quick. Also, there's been constant rain here with me, so I've been in my sim more than usual. Yeah, I got 2 feet of snow, so don't talk to me about rain. I wish it was just rain. I got 2 feet of snow on the ground. All right, cool. I think we have fixed what we need to fix as far as the terrain goes. So now we will do our usual stuff that we need to do. So we first are going to bring in, okay, so we need rough. So we're going to select all of our rough. We're going to add grass renderer. And we're going to rough no mow lines lush. So now we have our grass there. We're going to do our deep. Select all of our deep rough. We're going to add grass renderer. We're going to add deep rough, no mow lines lush. And then we're going to do bunker. Oh, that's not bunker underscore blend. So we're going to select the edge of all of our bunkers. We're going to add grass, and then we're going to add rough blend, no mow lines lush. So that'll make our bunkers look a lot nicer. Deselect this, and now we have our 3D grass on our spots. Let's check the outer deep. Yep, deep's got it. Let's go check a bunker. And our bunker has it as well. Cool, cool. All right. So one of the paintings we want to do real quick, we want to do open vert painting. We're gonna go black, I think, here, and we're just gonna make a path over to the door. So yeah, they didn't have a paved path. It was just a dirt walkway over to the door, which is fine. Yeah, whatever. Go there. We're also going to paint on this mesh as well. And then we should, if we do the bake, it will get rid of most of the grass. We'll select this one, bake. Did not get rid of a ton of grass. Let's make sure we have the right shader here. Let's go to texture density. There we go. Or vector. So that should be good. I'm gonna actually just paint a little bit more. I'm gonna bump the flow all the way up to as high as it goes. And then I'm just gonna go through here. Just hit it one more time. Probably don't see much, but in the background it's doing stuff. I'm gonna switch over here, same thing, just do here. And I'm gonna bake both of them again. Yep, I got rid of that. Go to this one, I'm gonna bake it in on this one. That should get rid of more of the grass. There we go. I mean, it's got a few little strands, but I mean, hey, in a dirt walkway, there's always weeds and stuff, so we're fine there. Cool. I actually might change this one to. Let's change it to the green. I like the darker color a little bit better, or we'll do a little mix of both. I like the little darker, the darker color looks nicer. That one's really dark, okay. That is not the same dark. That's not the same color at all between these two. That is not the same color. Maybe we will have to still go with a different. Well, that one's the same. Okay, I guess we're not going with the dark color because they don't match. Again, not like anybody's really going to see this, but because if you're looking over here, you are not facing the right direction. You're not facing the direction you should be hitting the ball. All right, that's fine. We'll just do bake. Bake this one. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to bring in our vegetation. Select course. Projects. We're at Pine Grove. Select load arborist. Show all, show all, show all, persistent, and biomasks, render. So this is just kind of, these are kind of just placed oaks. So I'm not gonna do, yeah, I'm probably still gonna hit, yeah, I'm still gonna hit them, I guess. So I'm just gonna drop that off on the other window. So we'll come through. Nope, I want the other one. I want green. I want to bring down the intensity just a little bit. This is kind of already a mix of like surround. I don't think there's really, I just added a bit more planting to thicken it up a little bit. So it's not like, I think it, oh, maybe it's not in a biome at all. Oh, okay. I guess I just manually planted that area. That's fine. All right, let's go. We got this one just random. Oh. Oh, okay. We're going green. All right. We got this guy. It's random. And we got this guy. This guy's kind of important. He's just in the way. All right. Up here we have some oaks that are just lining between these two holes. We're just going to hit them. Again, for this most part, we got a lot of good slope shading on this course, just because it's a really slopey course. So I probably won't need to do a whole ton of slope shading inside on the fairways or anything like that. We have this one random tree in the middle of the fairway. It's kind of funny. I want, what color do I want? Blue? Any more trees that really need to be hit? I think, oh, yeah, just the ones between 5 and 6. I want green, because I want darker. So between 5 and 6, and then between 6 and 7, there's some trees we gotta take care of. Let's smooth this out just a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, we don't have to do too much in the fairways or anything like that. There's a couple that are just like really flat that we'll have to mess with a little bit, but I think think it's really only maybe hole number 2. That's really the kind of like the flat. Or has like really any flat. This is a very, very hilly course. I mean, this is a very New England course. Yeah, I'm gonna do some around the base of this bad boy. Where are we going? Black, blue? Blue. Just because of the rock, you know. They sometimes kill the grass. I also want to darken this channel too, so let's darken the blue channel of this. So blue, we're going to darken, then we're going to darken the tint as well. Where do I want? I want more brown. Brown. There we go. Brown. That's what I was looking for. All right, we got a couple more oaks. Got this one. Let's get back to our vert painting here. We got this one over here. That's sitting on 2 different ones. Alright. I think that is it for just kind of lone trees. I'm just gonna fly over just to see if there's anywhere that really needs any attention as far as vert painting goes. I mean, we could use a little bit here, just kind of, you know, just kind of muddy it up a little bit. That is the wrong. Okay, let's go here. What color am I using? Blue? There we go. Just, you know, just kind of, just put a little blob there, and maybe like here. Just kind of rough it up just a little bit where it's too flat and looks too nice. One is pretty much all dark and burnt. Yeah. All right. That's really the only one that is terrible like that. All right. We're going to go to the par 3s, and we're going to take the tees. So let's see, par 3 over here. We're going to go put some. We're going to go put some pitch marks on the tee. I don't remember which one it is. Nope. That is not it. Was it blue? Nope. Is it black? Nope. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a T. Interesting. Did I mess something up? Is this not T? Did I accidentally not put this in a T box? No, it's T. Yeah, it's a T box. Why? I don't know. Let's close this. Let's open it again. There we go. That's better. That was really weird. Okay, it was like giving us a wrong palette. All right, there we go. There we go. We want divots. We want divots on our tee box for our par 3s. Because, you know, everybody's using their iron off the tee here, so we got some nice big tee. We want a nice couple lines of divots. Makes it look nicer. Are you a 3D artist for what? Or are you just a hobby? No, this is just a hobby. I guess technically I'm like a data scientist for my real job. I also have a computer repair business that I just do on the side. I live in a small area, so it's not like there's not a ton of work to be done. So just a side gig of repairing computers. But most of the time I'm sitting in SQL databases at my real job. All right, we got everything we need there. think we are done in Unity. I mean, I can hit these. I don't know if it matters. Come on. I'm pretty sure these are mostly in the woods. Are they in the woods? No, they're actually not. Okay. We'll just hit them. Might as well get them. No harm. Alright, we're just going to do a quick fly here just to make sure we don't have any more just kind of like lone trees by themselves that need to get a little painting under them. Oh, I just missed this one. Oh, and this one up here. All right, do save. Save. I might have hit undone and undo. There we go. Save, and then we're going to go rough. Close this. I guess we aren't going to do all of them. Where is this one? I guess if we didn't do any painting, I guess you can't bake. I'm guessing that's the case. Because not all of these have bake options. So I guess if you didn't do anything on it, you can't bake it. Strange. Okay. Good to know. All right, so we should be all set there. Let's check the deeps just to make sure none of them need to be baked in. Oh, yep, one does. That one does. And apparently those two do. Alrighty, so I believe we are done for Unity stuff. And we're gonna have to switch over to Arborist, do some work over there. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking at the moment. Okay, cool. So we're going to save this. We're going to build the course. Build. Oh no, I need the outer plot. I need the terrain. Turn the terrain on. Terrain, but I don't need to draw it, so it's not. So that's fine. So let me go back here. Build course. Scene. Pine Grove Springs. Build the course. Cool. All right. Get that course built, and then we'll be able to open it in Arborist once it's done being built. Yes, it's an existing course because it is my course. So once that is done, we can open it in Arborist. Did everybody just hear my chest pop? Because my microphone's sitting right on top of it. All right, we're going to Pine Grove here. Brand new build just right now. I'll make sure it's done. Yep. All right, so we are going to do a couple things here. We're going to swap out the outer. We're going to swap out actually two things. We're going to swap out the billboard, and we're going to swap out the surrounding biome as well, because I got better ones that I've made since then. So I'm going to delete these and import a new one. Sorry, it's on my other screen. So this is my New England Surrounding Forest version 2. So it's a bit darker. There's not as much like popping colors. I mean, there still is a little bit, but not a ton. And then we're going to delete the billboard, and we're going to replace the billboard as well. So we're going to import the new version of my billboard, and that's good. For some reason, this tree keeps popping on me. This pine tree, so we're going to bump that a little bit. So we're going to edit the billboard, and we're going to go to the pine tree here. And we're going to work on that for a second. Bark color, billboard tint. That's what we need. So the billboard tint color. So we're going to bring that down, make it a little greener so it doesn't stick out as much. Perfect. All right. Darker green is much nicer. I like that. Alright, I'll close that. Actually, I'm probably gonna switch out the grass as well. No, I've already adjusted this grass. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. This grass is fine. Cool. Alright, so now we're going to do some billboarding just for spots that you can see. This is a giant lake, so I'm not going to billboard the lake. So I'm going to add a mask out here, biomask. I'm going to make these things bigger so I can actually see the... So this is going to be a billboard. Dead forest. Okay. I probably need to also do terrains and use the outer. Cool. Alright, back to masks here. Biomasks. I'm going to go down to that last one. I'm going to delete the last one, and I'm going to put a new one here. Here, here, here. Perfect. So I'm just going to cover this little sliver that you can still see off in the distance of the lake here. Hey Frank, how's it going? So I'm just going to cover this up. So we've got this little corner here across the lake, just to get that. And then I'm going to, especially out here, we're gonna go right up the hill. So I'm going to switch over to this. I don't know which one it is. This one. Nope. It's dead forest. Dead forest. Dead forest. So there's a hunk of dead forest right here. So we're going to go there. We're going to yank this one all the way out. If I can get a hold of it from being zoomed out this far. Probably not. Actually, let's make it bigger, and maybe I'll be able to get it. There we go. So we got it. We're going to yank it out all the way out to the edge. The billboard really doesn't cause really any performance issues, just because it's a flat object. It's a flat, it's not really like a three-dimensional object, so it really doesn't cause any issues as far as performance goes. So I'm gonna bring this one all the way out to the corner. See, it bumps it down when I'm doing stuff. It says that, like down in the right-hand corner, you can see it says 6 frames per second, but as soon as I let go of it, it goes back up to 300. So it's just trying to do stuff, it freaks out. So we'll grab this guy. We'll go over the water a little bit, nobody will care. So we'll get close-ish to the lake, and then we'll kind of fine-tune it around the lake. And for the most part, no one's really going to notice, because this is pretty far out off in the distance. This is Spofford Lake, if anybody cares. So we're going to put this here, this here. We're going to start pulling this across just to get this area full up. Sometimes the throws out a node in a weird spot. So I'm gonna go cover this area, and then I'm gonna go fill in this spot with billboard back here. It's really, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna see this spot. I don't think it really sees anything, just because we got a nice thick biome already in front of it, so not a huge deal. All right, got there. Let's see if we can pull. Yep. All right, got there. All right, so as you can see, we got a nice big old billboard out there. I'm going to switch over to this billboard, which I think is actually a different one. That's just like a tiny little billboard on its own. That's fine. We can use this one. Ginormous billboard, just like millions of trees. Millions of happy little trees. Let's fix up this little spot over here. I got some weird nodes hanging out. Oh, where is this connected? Jeez. All right, let's go. Oh. That is not where I want to go. All right, we'll go right here on the edge. We'll pull this guy along the back of this stuff. We can get rid of that. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Send this guy over here. We'll mess around these a little bit. Where is that guy going? Oh, that guy's over here. Might just need to delete some of these nodes, and we'll redo them in a second. All right, cool. Now we kind of have it figured out. All right, so we'll fill in this spot back here. Let's take a node, pull it back here, take another one, fill it in, take another one, pull it back here, take this one. Nope. All right, we'll fill it in here, take another one, fill it out here, get rid of that one, pull this guy back this way. Little wonky. All right, let's get back here. over here. Over here. Go down this way. All right, we'll hit this little peninsula over here. I'll just loosely follow the coast here. All right, I'd say that is close enough, and we now have everything covered with trees. So now, if I am out here on the tee box of hole number 2, I can look back and I see tree covered. If I'm like over here looking back at I can see the lake, I can see a little bit off in the distance. For the most part, you're not really going to see a ton of it, but hey, it is there. If you're, say, out here on, if you're going to be on 3, on the tee box of 3, look at that. You see some trees. Cool. All right. I believe I am all done. I might darken these. No, I mean, the white oaks are always kind of, they pop like that. Even in, like in real life, the white oaks pop like that. Especially the trunk. I mean, the trunks really look this color. I mean, I can look out the window and see one that looks just like it. It's kind of this whitish gray, pretty bright. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. We got the clubhouse taken care of. I don't think anything's on the driveway. Nope, everything's off the cart path. Go through here, down the cart path. I wish you could walk the train. That'd be cool. Cool. Yeah. So let's just take a look at like a little comparison here. So here's like, if you're out here, how it was. Let's check the masks here. Now I don't know which one was what. Was it this one? Yes. So it was originally that, and now it's that. Originally it was this, and now it's this. So I think that looks better. Obviously you got trees and stuff, and then same thing over here with 3. Where's T-box 3? 3 is right here. So originally it was that. See it out over here on the, if you look out to the left hand side over here and look at it here, it's a big improvement. Boom. And then just way out there as well. All right, so that is looking pretty good. Cool. I believe I am done. With this. think I'm done with this course. Cool. I think I'm done with this one. So let me save this before something goes to crap. I'm gonna save and exit, and I think I am done with Pine Grove. Pine Grove is in pretty good shape now. Yeah. Let me save it. And close out. All right, Pine Grove I am happy with. I'm actually going to quickly pop over to Greenkeeper, and we're gonna open Pine Grove, do a flyover, just make sure it works okay. I did a lot of billboarding, so let's just make sure that we didn't kill the performance. Make sure everything's all good. All right, let's fly over. Let's see how it looks. All right, 150, perfectly fine with that. I was worried for a second when I started to make that turn. The rate started to drop pretty good, but still stayed. 146 I saw a couple times. But again, I'm running this in a windowed. That was just because it got all the way down to the ground. It was skimming the grass. When it skims the 3D grass, you're gonna get drops. But again, 147 min on this hole. I might need a, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Doing good, doing good. Dropping into the 120s, just going when you're skimming the ground. I mean, that's fine. 140, 123. I don't like that, but it's just like just skimming the ground. But again, we're windowed and streaming and got Blender open. Yeah, we're good. When you're low to the ground like this, that's when you really see like the drops happen, just because you have the 3D grass, and then as soon as the 3D grass, as soon as you hit the fairway, it just pops right back up, because you're out of the view of the 3D grass. So once you get really low to the ground in a rough or whatever, then the grass pops in. But until you're in view of it, so it's staying up. But then as soon as we're going to go to the next tee box, it's going to drop just because we got 3D grass in here. Actually, it's not doing too bad. Yeah, there we go, 142, because we got the grass right in front of us, and then as soon as we hit the fairway, it's going to pop right back up. Boom, fairway, goes right back up. So even out here in the woods, you're in the deep woods, you get like 200 frames, but as soon as you hit the grass, the 3D grass, that's where you end up losing it. So right here, as we fly over and the grass starts coming in, we're gonna get yanked, and then it goes right back up when you hit the fairway, or the green in this case. So there are some low spots, but nothing crazy. So I am fine with that. I'd say I don't think I changed anything, so it should be fine. Cool. All right, let's get this project put together and we will send it out. So we're going to zip this, compress, and then we're going to go submit this out. Emulator Golf Tour, courses. Submit a course, we're updating course. Pine Grove, course details, select scorecard, splash. I forget what tees are the back tees. The men's are white. Tips are white, men's tees are white. And I gotta upload. So I got any backups I need to dump. Looks fine. Alright. GSP. Let's upload that bad boy. Pine Grove. I'm just copying the link so they can download it from my Google. Submit. Cool. And while we're here, I got another course that I can submit that is done. Courses list. And then this is a new course. Course details. Scorecard. Splash screen. Download link is right here. Let me check the tees. I can't remember what color they are. That knock. Scorecard. The back tees are blue. Blue. Men's tees are blue. and submit. All right, so there we go. We got 2 updates and 1 new course submitted to get taken care of. So not too shabby for afternoon for a few hours. I think I'm going to call it there. Thanks everybody for checking in, hanging out. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you have any questions, you can drop them down in the comments, of course. Also, if you're interested in this stuff, you can join the Discord. If you just go to the GSPro website, go to Get Involved. There's links to stuff there, and you can join the OPCD Discord where we all are, everybody who's like developing courses and stuff is, and where you can get help and all that fun stuff. So thanks everybody for joining me this afternoon, and I got 2 more courses I gotta do some stuff to, but we'll probably do those sometime later this week. Thanks everybody.